Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So in the world that we live in these days, there's a lot of companies, a lot of products that are being boycotted or canceled because they got under the skin of maybe their customers or people who just disagree with their philosophy or what they offer. Well, believe it or not, DoorDash looks like it's next on the chopping block. But who's boycotting DoorDash and why? Well, it looks like Mom's Demand is trying to boycott DoorDash because they don't like their open policy that allows their drivers to be armed. Let's talk about it. This video is sponsored by Elite U, and if you haven't checked out their website yet, which is theeliteu.com, you definitely need to do that. What they offer, in my mind, is priceless. They offer open-handed skills training. They offer video training that gives you the ability to access your tool if you need to use it and defend yourself, both open hand and closed hand.
Hi, I'm Jack Nevels. I'm a 25-year Special Operations veteran. I spent 2 years in the Ranger Battalions, spent the next 23 years in the Special Forces or the Green Berets.
It's some of the best training that you're going to find out there on a video platform, and it's definitely worth checking out. Again, theeliteu.com. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this. So the entire thing started because a Mom's Demand volunteer activist decided that she was going to order from DoorDash. DoorDash driver shows up. She noticed that he has the tools needed to defend himself. He has a force multiplier, and she does not like that very much. So she decides to do what every other Karen does, and she goes to Twitter to complain about it. She tags DoorDash in there and lets them know, hey, you need to change your policy. You need to change it to a policy that disarms your drivers. Now, here's the thing. DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, and all of these other, delivery and rideshare services, they have a dangerous job. It's a job that comes with a lot of risk. You're in your own personal vehicle. You're putting strangers in your vehicle. You're going up to strangers' homes. You put yourself in areas and situations that you may not normally put yourself in because, you're trying to earn an extra dollar. You're trying to make things happen for you. And so one of the best things that you can do when you're going into a situation that you're not familiar with is have the ability to defend yourself. Well, they don't like that very much. They want them not to have the ability to defend themselves because it offends them when they show up at their house. Now, one thing I want to point out real quick, and this is what's at the center of this entire argument, is that DoorDash does not have a policy that disarms their drivers. The other companies that I talked about previously that do something similar to DoorDash, they do have policies that disarm their drivers. They don't really care about the driver's safety. They just care about other people's feelings. So there are policies in place for the other companies, but DoorDash has kind of left this one alone. I don't know if it's, their politics or if they just have an understanding that, it's their car, it's their personal vehicle, it's their personal choice, and so they leave it alone. I'm not sure exactly what the reason is, but they don't have a policy that disarms their drivers. This push by Mom's Demand is to try and make that policy happen so that basically these drivers would be at risk. Okay, so why is this important, and why is it important to us? I don't work for DoorDash. You might not work for DoorDash, so who really cares, right? Well, it's important because what we have here is a group of people who are trying to force a company to change a policy to restrict somebody of their Second Amendment rights and other rights as well. You have a right to defend yourself, but they're just taking away the best tool possible to do that. This group of people wants to see that right taken away at every possible turn, and this is just one of those things, right? Where they say it's just all common sense. We're looking for common sense legislation. We're looking for common sense this and that and background checks and all this stuff that they want. But it's all supposed to be, we're not trying to take anything away. It's just common sense. Well, how the hell is this common sense? You have a driver who's going into an area that they don't know. You're in your own personal vehicle, you're out there, and you might be in a neighborhood that's a little bit sketchy. Somebody could be following you because maybe they know you're carrying product, they know that you're carrying money, or whatever it might be. And so you could potentially be a victim. And so what they're doing is they're making you more of a victim because they don't like something. And so that's not common sense to me. Common sense would be having somebody be able to defend themselves should something bad happen. And so they want to take that away from people. And this kind of shows you where they're willing to go. In order to not be offended by somebody having something to defend themselves, they would rather you not have anything at all and become the victim instead of defending yourself. So it's really kind of eye-opening to see where they're going and what they're going after. These people are not employees of these companies. So they're not employees of DoorDash. They're contracted workers, which means that they do a job, they get paid for that job. They're 1099. So it is totally different than somebody who works at Pizza Hut. You're an employee and a representative of Pizza Hut, and you sign this thing. It's not a regular employee-employer relationship. It's a contracted gig, right? That's what we call them, gig workers. So again, it's just mom demand going after just one more thing to not only restrict people's rights while they're in an area that might not be the best, but also take away their ability to defend themselves. It's just another mom's demand thing that is completely not common sense and completely unconstitutional, and I hope that Doordash does not break on this one. Now, if you guys are interested in reading a little bit more about this story, I'll see if I can find the original link from the story that I read, and I'll post that down below. I think it's a very eye-opening and interesting story, and I want to thank all you very much for watching. If you work for Doordash, maybe, keep your ear to the ground and see if you can hear anything coming on this one, because I'd be interested to see where Doordash goes, given that Mom's Demand does have a lot of people, and they can apply a lot of pressure. Hopefully they don't break, but we'll see what happens. So again, thank you all very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and you guys have a great day.